Why do lawyers wear this robe? Stay tuned. In this video I'm going to be answering that question. I was invited to Spartan Sophia Preschool to just have a talk with the students about the life of a lawyer. It was an amazing experience. The teachers were very welcoming and the children very energetic, I'll say, and very engaging. They had a lot of questions, and on that day we played some games, and it was a good experience. Carried me back to my school days. Now on that day I decided to wear my full kit. So I had my robe, I had my band. If you guys didn't see that video, check it out. As well as I had my jacket and my wing collar. Now when I had gone and the teacher was introducing me, it was quite easy for the children to identify my profession. They were, yes, lawyer, lawyer, lawyer! They were excited, I was excited, I was feeding from their energy accordingly. Now I'm sure many of you as well, whenever you see a person wearing this black robe with the band, whether it be in Grenada, Trinidad and Tobago, Barbados, St. Lucia, Jamaica, wherever, you would be able to easily identify that person as an attorney. Yeah? Now, why is it that we wear this? I'm just going to give you a brief history. Now, in the 14th century, there was King Edward III, and he wanted to have the attorneys, the barristers, the advocates in those days, have a particular uniform whenever they went before the royal court. And they designed a particular uniform. It may not have looked like this in its entirety, but something like this, and it would have evolved as time goes by. Interestingly enough, in the summer period they wore a green color. In the winter period there was the violet being worn, as well as red for special occasions. It was when the second King Charles II died, they started to wear a mourning color, black. Now I don't want you to be thinking that lawyers just wear this because we are sad and we are mourning. But I'll explain the color in my next part and tell you some more parts of that story at that preschool. Let's move on to my next part. So guys, if different colors were used for the winter and for the summer, I'm thinking here in the Caribbean where we have the dry season and the wet season, the rainy season, dry season, however you call it in your Caribbean island. What would have been the colors we would have worn if that was the case still? Just leave it in the comments down there. You guys bear with me. You know on this channel we speak about simplifying the law. We can have some fun at the same time, and if you aren't part of this family, I'm inviting you. Consider just subscribing right below there. Black. That's what we're wearing now, black. Why do we wear black? Now, you remember in the first part I spoke about when the king died, there was a period of mourning and attorneys started to wear this and continued to wear black. And some persons attach significance to that. They're saying, really, when we think about black, we think about the death of injustice and inequality. So when we wear this, we have to remember that. Other persons attach significance to black as to black being authority, dominance, power, submission. So whenever we wear this, we have to remember that we are subjects and servants of the law, and that there's a heavy burden, because this is quite heavy, you guys. There's a heavy burden on us to uphold law and order in society. So that's two of the reasons why we wear black. Now I want you to look at this. You see this little pouch here? Now, some persons may, I don't know how does it look to you? To me it looks like a cocoa knife. Coconut. You know, like when you go to pick coconut from your neighbor tree, you just walk with that. So yeah, this is what it looks like to me. You tell me, what does it look like to you in the comments right below there. Now this as well also has some attachment to the whole mourning season. Some persons believe that it was a mourning hood. And again, we have to remember that injustice, inequality is behind us. We've put death to that, and we are advocating for the law. Other persons believe that this really represented what is called a money barber. Now in the older days, the advocates, they would never lower themselves, I should say, to be asking for fees from clients. So what they would do is when they're finished with the matter, they would just have their coats on and they would walk, and the clients, they were to put the monies into this pouch, and then it would come before this strap here, and that is how you paid your attorney long ago. However, if you want to see it, those are some of the meanings or significance of us wearing this coat. and the color. Question is whether we should really be wearing this in the Caribbean still. You know, we respect tradition and persons are asking themselves as to the significance of it now. When I had gone to that preschool, I had to use an analogy to connect with the students who were speaking about superheroes and so on. Question was asked, a lawyer superhero? No. I've been told that I'm a superhero once. Well, more than once. Yeah. But I asked myself, do I consider myself a superhero? Is this really our cape? I'll answer that. Stay tuned. Are lawyers really superheroes? Is this our cape? I would allow you to answer that question. For me, I would say that it certainly is a privilege and an honor to be part of this noble profession, to be given the responsibility to speak truth to power, to have a voice for the voiceless, to speak and advocate for the vulnerable. I think about my colleagues in different parts of the world, those persons who are in Latin America, who are advocating for the rights of children and the protection of children, to prevent them from engaging in sexual trade, and also to prevent them from being used as sex objects in human trafficking. I think about those persons who are in Fiji, other lawyers who are also advocating for the rights of indigenous persons. I think about Africa, my colleagues over there who are advocating for the proper use and distribution of resources of the people. I think about India, my colleagues over there who are also advocating against child labor. Here in the Caribbean, I think about my colleagues who are making so much sacrifices to ensure that families are protected. Domestic violence issues are dealt with. Issues of fraud and crime are also looked after. Constitutional rights. You guys out there who are listening to me, my colleagues, thank you so much for what you are doing. Thank you so much for your sacrifices, and I encourage you to continue to do that which you're doing. And I don't want to get too deep, you guys, but whether it be this or robe, whatever we may be wearing, remember the task that's at hand and the responsibility that we have as advocates. And on this channel, it's one where I intend to make some connection with some other attorneys, and you'd hear their stories as how they are making their contribution to society. If you haven't already, I would suggest and invite you to just subscribe right at the bottom there, and we will see in some other videos the roles and responsibilities of attorneys. Take care. I will see you in my other video.